Hi everyone, my name is Matt and I'm uploading a quick analysis of the Salida, Colorado UFO video that was shot by Tim Edwards in, I believe, 1994. James Fox referenced this video a few times in his podcast interviews, so I thought I'd check it out and see what we can take away from it. You'll see that I try to stabilize sections of the video, although this was pretty hard to do where there wasn't a good stationary frame of reference. So before I start, shout out to Chris Lato, who was the inspiration to do this. Shout out to Mick West. I know that'll ruffle some feathers, but nonetheless, I think he provides some good checks and balances on all the UFO content that's out there. And I'd love actually to hear what he has to say about this video too. So actually, shout out to ufovideo.com, where it seems this video was hosted, even though I was able to find it on YouTube. Anyway, let's go with the video.
Huh? Dad, can the spaceship grow bigger like that? Huh? Dad, can a spaceship grow bigger like that? Huh? It could.
Okay, I'm gonna pause right there because this is one of my favorite parts of this entire video. I find it pretty hilarious. So you have Tim Edwards and his son asking him questions about what it is that they're seeing, and he's asking his dad, can spaceships grow bigger like that? And Tim Edwards is basically really enthralled with what he's seeing in the sky, and he's trying to record it. So he's essentially ignoring his son, which I find hilarious. But it actually also kind of provides some interesting color to the video. I don't know. For me, at least, it adds a little bit of authenticity, I guess. It's just an interesting little tidbit.
Take things off these.
So you could actually see the UAP moving around a lot. I think some of that is due to the camera shaking, but as we'll see in a bit, the UAP does move in the sky a lot, so it's probably both.
If the spaceship grows bigger like that, then it's a spaceship.
Go get the binoculars.
So in this short clip, I was only able to stabilize on one axis, meaning we could really just see the UAP's distance from the roofline this way. We can't actually see its relative motion in this direction. That's just the reality of this particular clip. So let's check it out. This clip is actually a lot better, and it's probably the most interesting clip in this entire video. Here I was able to stabilize on two axes. There's some good detail in the roofline here. You see the gutter. So I was actually able to stabilize on two axes, meaning this roofline more or less stays stabilized, and we could see the UAP move around relative to this roofline in all directions. So check it out. So do you see that? It basically moved around. Very similar to how David Fravor described his Tic Tac encounter during the 2004 Nimitz UFO encounter. So it actually moved up and down, left and right, and then it shot off to the side. So let's rewind that and see that again. Here I had to turn stabilization off because the roof is now out of the clip.
She just stops and then, you know, it's not.
Yeah, I know.
It's erratic.
Erratic as hell.
They're just commenting on how
No
erratically
kind
it's
of
moving.
aircraft, I'll tell you that.
Oh no. You keep looking at it and you can see like a ball going around it. I mean, way out around it, you know? Like it's shooting cleanse offs from it.
Well,
I can't see.
oh, the more you look at it, it's just amazing. Go, where's your spotting scope at, Dad? The fifth wheel or?
I don't think you ever get it on a spot.
Oh,
Moving too much.
I can't tap it, Dad.
might be able to, because it's stationary a lot too.
God, this looks like it's orange. Jesus, it's orange. Yep, there's something going around it. Something going around it.
So twice now you've heard someone say that there's something going around it. First it was Tim Edwards' dad, and now Tim Edwards' son commented that something is going around the UAP. Earlier it was mentioned that it looks like balls are coming off of it and moving around it. And later on in this video, I think you could actually see those things. So we'll keep going.
Okay, take this on you? Thanks, dude. That's a little orange.
It certainly sounds like they're near a shooting range. I think that's what that noise is. Here I locked onto the UAP itself. This was a relatively clear image, as clear as it gets. You could see some of that shimmering light on it. And so I tried to just lock on and keep it as centered as possible.
No?
Thousands of them going
Huh? Get over to the house where the sun's not in your eyes. Close to the edge of the house. Huh?
Again, this is kind of a crummy clip. One axis stabilization doesn't really show you a lot, but you can see it moves away from the roof line at least.
There ain't no little airplane that moves 5 miles in 2 seconds.
No, that's what I mean.
Or it's moved more than 5 miles. It moved over that part of the sky there. It probably moved 500. It probably moved 100 miles in a matter of a second or two.
These up there now, you know. You see that now? Is there a big one? See it going? Did you see it? Oh, you can't see it.
I can't see it with this.
Jesus, just.
So that was kind of interesting. You hear Tim's dad kind of getting excited because he's clearly seeing something off camera, and he calls it a big one, and he says that it's moving around, I guess erratically, just like the one that we're looking at. But he says something interesting just a moment before that. He says that there's thousands of them. That's what he says. He says, quote, "There's thousands of them." And that's kind of all you hear. And I'm wondering whether he's referring to these little white dots that you see throughout several frames. You see one right there. You see another one right there. And I'm wondering whether those are the little white balls that they said were kind of coming off of the UAP. So let me just rewind that so we can see that again. Okay.
But it's moved more than 5 miles. It moved over that part of the sky there. It probably moved 500. It probably moved 100 miles in a matter of a second or two.
There's one. There's two.
He's up there now, you know. You see that now?
Another one.
See a big one? See it going?
To me, looking at this, it kind of almost seems like that main UAP moves slightly away from the flying white balls, but I'll have to do a little bit more analysis on that.
See it? Oh, you can't see it.
I can't see it with this.
Jesus, goodness.
There you saw another white dot. Honestly, my first impression of whatever it is this UAP might be was I thought it was something in the lens. I thought it was like a glare or something that was coming into the lens, because the way that it moves just doesn't look like anything else. It literally just looks like light dancing around in the sky. But it's a little bit strange because they're obviously seeing it with their bare eyes. And you could kind of see it shimmering when they get a good crisp focus on it. So it's a little bit weird. And I think it's this clip right here that we're looking at where it actually slightly changes its bank angle. So let's just check that out. So you certainly see some glare from the sun actually getting into the lens, and it's a completely different and separate thing happening. Just doesn't seem like this UAP is related to any sort of light coming from the sun. So that's the end of the clip, but I just want to rewind to the one part where I thought it changed its angle relative to the roof line. So let's see if I could find that. It might have been here actually. Yeah. So here we are at the start of this clip, and you could sort of see this slight angle kind of going upwards to the left. And the roof line is right here. And then if I scrub along, there it is. It straightens out. Roof line stays the same, but the UAP itself straightens out for a bit there. And it does this over and over, and it's quite slight, so you kind of have to scrub through and see the difference that way. And honestly, those white dots that we saw flying through the frame, those very well could be bugs, honestly, just over the roof line. So I don't want to pay too much attention to that. Really, I just want to see what people think about this Tic Tac or cigar-shaped UAP. So let me hear what you guys think. Would love to hear from you. Apologies for the shoddy audio or video. Just trying to do my best to put this out there and kind of bring it back into relevance, because I think it's a pretty interesting video. So thanks a lot. Bye-bye.